So now before we move any further, let's add one more mate here. Now in this case, we have this left side plate which is moving independently of right one, but we want them to move with respect to each other. Now we also want it to remain symmetrical with respect to a mid-plane. For that we can add a symmetric mate. But before adding symmetric mate, we need to add a mid-plane. We can add a mid-plane using this reference geometry option. So on the assembly panel, I'll go to reference geometry and I'll select plane. And now we are just adding a simple plane. So using this bottom plate as a reference, I'll select, well, this one, and then I'll just move it here, this one. And now using this as a reference, I'm adding a plane. Now that's exactly in between these two planes. So click OK. And here we are, we've got this plane. Now that we have mid-plane added, we can use it to add the symmetric mate. So let's go to mate. And the symmetric mate is one of the advanced mates. So far, we have only seen the coincident and parallel mate, and both of these are the standard mates. But now let's go to this advanced mate. And inside this, you'll see the symmetric mate. So select this one. And now select the plane of symmetry. We need to start with that. So we just created a plane which is no longer visible here. That's fine. We'll go to this tree and we'll select the plane from here. All right, the plane is selected. Now select the planes that are going to remain symmetric with respect to this. So the planes which are going to remain symmetric are this plane and this one. Now they are both supposed to remain symmetric. So with that, I'll simply click OK and OK again just to exit out of this. And we are done. Now let's check it. If I move it back, the other one should move back equally. And yes, it is working perfectly. So now both of these are symmetric. And in this way, you can add the symmetric mate. All right, so we have added the symmetric mate. Now let's add the next component. And the next component is, well, a center block. So I'll go to insert component. And if this thing pops up, it simply means you're using the 3D Experience cloud platform. And we don't want to insert any component from my cloud storage. So I'll simply go to open from this PC, and now it will open the PC browser. So from here, this Windows Explorer will show up and I'll select center block. Click open and I'll just place it randomly here. All right, it is added. Now I'll just make some room for this. So I'll move it apart. And now we want to place it exactly at the center. So I'll select this plane. And we just want to make it coincident with this one. So control select this and then select coincident mate. Done. I'll do the same for this side. So select this one and then control select this one and then select coincident mate. Done. Also, we want this one and this plane to be coincident. So once again, coincident. And it looks like it just got upside down. That's not how we want it. So I'll just move it up. And now I'm going to add one more mate here, and that I'm going to do using this plane. So this plane, control select this one, and then again coincident. And finally, it is right in its place. This is where it should be. So we added several coincident mates here. All right, now we'll add the next one. But for that, I'm going to use a completely different method of adding mates. So far, we have added mate using either mate option, or we added it simply by selecting the planes first. But there is a different method as well. We have a bolt here, and we want to just add this bolt inside this groove. Now to add this bolt right inside this groove, we need a concentric mate. Now in this case, if you want this cylinder to remain concentric with this part, then you can add it concentric mate, or you can also add it somewhere else using tangent or some other mates. In this case, I want this to remain concentric with either this part or this part. So for that, you can either add concentric mate directly using mate option, or you can just use this second method, which I'll show you first. So for that, I'll just select this plane and now press and hold Alt key and now move it right about here. So I'll do it again. So I'll select the plane, press and hold Alt key and move it. As I move it closer to this one, it will automatically show the mate which is applicable in this case. And the mate here is concentric. So click and let go. And there we are. It will automatically select the concentric mate. So in this way, you don't have to select the mate and SolidWorks will do the work for you. Now currently this is free to rotate. This bolt can rotate freely, but if you want, you can lock its rotation. For now, I'll keep it unlocked and I'll click OK. And we are done. So now this is added here. You can move it up and down and you can also rotate it, but it will always remain concentric right there in that groove. All right, let's repeat it one more time. And for that, I'm going to create a copy of this bolt. So I'll press and hold Control key and I'll just select and drag it and drop it out. So we've got a new copy of this. And once again, I'm going to use the Alt key shortcut. So press and hold Alt key, then select the face here, and now move it all the way up to this groove right here. And it will automatically show you the concentric mate like this. Once again, concentric is here, but this time I'll select lock rotation and click OK. Now this won't rotate this. It can only move up and down, but it won't rotate. So that's how you can add these mates. Now in this case, I'll expand the mate and I'll just add this lock rotation option here. So we have the first one, first concentric, where it was free to rotate. So I'll just right click and I'll go to edit mate. And here I'll check this box, lock rotation, so that its rotation is also locked, and click OK. Now OK again, and with locked rotation, the icon will change to this. We have a solid center here now. So we can just close this mate option and we have now added it right here. Now, to fix it properly in its place, we'll add more components and also more constraints. But for now, these were all the constraints required for these components.